Last week we had the surprising Manchester derby, and of course this week we have another big man event here that we will discuss later. But first, let we see the 10 feature games for this week. This week is week 17 of the Premier League game, and weekend we have another 10 games here. First is a very obvious game, Liverpool versus Watford, which is also a Premier League leader versus Premier League bottom team game. And obviously, many of you may say, how many goals Liverpool will win here? Because this is the top one versus the top bottom teams. And for me, football is not about a strong or weak sometimes. Sometimes surprise may happen. Maybe you may win, but not win in a very good way. Sometimes you may win it hardly, even you face a very weak team. And this game, because Liverpool previously are in a very good form, I believe they should win here. But I don't think they can win it easily. Watford, although they are at the bottom team, but I think they need point to rescue themselves here for the relegation zone. So last week they met their point here. They drew with Crystal Palace. That maybe bring some positive for them. And this game, I think Liverpool may win at home, but I don't think they can get a big win there. After the Champions League, some tiredness of the players, maybe some other issue affect them. So I predict 2-0 for Liverpool. Next, Burnley versus Newcastle United. This game is not very interesting here, but these two things is not very famous. Last week, Burnley crashed by Tottenham Hotspur. They crashed by Tottenham Hotspur. They lose 5 goals there. That's not very surprising. And Newcastle, they beat Southampton at home. This game, Burnley, although they last week lose to Spurs, but I think that is normal. Because Spurs is a strong team and Burnley will be an underdog of that game. But in this game, they have the home advantage. I pick they can find a win back. I pick the Burnley win here, 2-1, my prediction. Next is an interesting one, Chelsea versus AFC Bournemouth. We know in last month and before that, Chelsea have made a very good form. They win a lot of games. And inside these few days or this few weeks, Chelsea are drop from their normal form. They already made 3 losses from 4 games. So this game they face again AFC Bournemouth. Last week, Chelsea lose to the Everton, who just switched their manager, and AFC Bournemouth lose to Liverpool 0-3. That is not a very surprising result. And this game, I believe, with the home advantage, Chelsea may find a way. They can back to the winning streak. My prediction score here, small win for Chelsea, 2-0. Next is another interesting game, Leicester City versus Norwich City. Okay, we know Leicester City recently is in a very good form. They are just behind the Premier League leader Liverpool, and their forward Jamie Vardy already 8 consecutive games scoring there. So in this good form, I believe Leicester City can continue their winning streak, and Jamie Vardy may continue to score. I pick Leicester City may win here because I picked Liverpool win at the first. Now Leicester should win, so to make the tie of the Premier League. If Leicester lose and Liverpool win, that means Premier League is almost end, almost boring at the following games. We hope Leicester continue to get the challenge for the leaders. Leicester 3-1 to Norwich City. My prediction here. Next, Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Okay, last week Sheffield United beat Norwich City at home, and Aston Villa they lose to Leicester City. That is not very surprising because Leicester City is really in a good form. And this game with the home advantage, I pick Sheffield United. Sheffield United 1-0 against Aston Villa here. Next, Southampton versus West Ham United. Okay, last week Southampton lost at home. They lost to Newcastle United. While West Ham United also lost to home, but they lost to the big team Arsenal. And this game Southampton play at home, West Ham away. Always I pick the home team as the winner here, but this game I pick West Ham United. 1-0 for West Ham United away win. Not always I pick the home team win. This game I try to pick the away. I choose West Ham United because I believe West Ham United can have a better ranking there. Next is an interesting game. Manchester United versus Everton. So we knew last week on Manchester Derby, Manchester United beat Manchester City, the defending champion, at away. In the Derby game, they can win. That may be positive for them, get a good form for them. They have beat two rivals, two top teams. They just beat Spurs and Manchester City. Now they face Everton. Everton, who also has in a very good run last week, they just switched their manager and they're turning back their team. They switched form. They win 2-1 against Chelsea. This is a very surprising result for somebody, but for me it's just normal because last week I did predict Everton will lose point there. I guess it correctly, but this time I choose Manchester United can continue their good form and their winning streak. I believe with the Marcus Rashford, with the Daniel James, Man United can continue give the pressure to their opponent. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer using Rashford in the right way, Rashford is better playing at winger, better than him playing at center forward. I believe the winger is a best position for Rashford, despite of what last two games that he play winger, he really in a very good form. Because with the speed here, United can play two winger, either left or right. That has Rashford and Daniel James at the speed there. I think they face any team, any defender, or maybe has pressure when try to defending them. United 3-1 my prediction score. Next, another interesting game, Wolverhampton versus Tottenham Hotspur. Last week, Wolverhampton was lost the point they drew with Brighton and Albion. While Tottenham Hotspur has making a very big win final against Burnley, and in that game their Korean star Heung-min Son scored a wonderful and world-class magical goal. Okay, in this game, this is a big challenge. We know in last two seasons, Wolverhampton, they are the Giants killer. They beat many strong teams. But this season, I don't think they continue right at this, and I pick Spurs can get the win here. 2-1 for Tottenham Spurs. Next, Arsenal against Manchester City. This is this week's big main event. Arsenal back to their winning form last week. They beat West Ham United. Manchester City in Manchester Derby, they lost to their opponent. They lost to Manchester United, and this is Manchester Derby. And after lose to United, Man City will face Arsenal away. So if Manchester City continue lost here, they can say goodbye to the Premiership champion. And of course, Arsenal also need win here. Although they win last week, but they need continue to win to compete for the next season Champions League or Europa space. But with the past result, Arsenal is not a very good team when they face the strong, maybe the big six or the really top team. And I think their defensive team still in a very weak way. They concede quite many goals from their weak defense, and they face Manchester City, who just lost to United last week. They maybe need something to make their frustration here. So I pick City can back to the winning form. My prediction: Man City 3, Arsenal 1. Last game, Crystal Palace versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Okay, last week this both drew with their opponent. So this game they faced here, Crystal Palace had home advantage. Brighton and Hove Albion sometimes can make some surprising result, like they beat United before. They not beat United, they drew with United before. And I think this is a balanced game here. I pick they may make another draw here. 1-1 my prediction score. So this week 10 prediction here. Nothing wrong, nothing right. Maybe you will agree, maybe you will disagree, but you can join. Comments below, collab with me. Like my video, subscribe, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next video.